After a slow start in UAP Season 82, the UP Fighting Maroons are starting to gel, showing everyone why they are among the pre-tournament favorites. And also this past Saturday, the De La Salle Green Archers finally broke out of a slump by turning back the Adamson Soaring Falcons. For a discussion on the UAP Saturday results, let's bring back the score analysts, basketball legend Ronnie Magsanok and UP legend Jet Manuel. Okay, since UP naman, pareho naman kayong UP legends, let's talk about the UP Fighting Maroons winning over the U8 Red Warriors. And among all the stars that play for UP, there's this one player, Coach Ronnie, that caught your attention. He's not one of the big names,
right,
but he played big. Sino yun?
I was able to cover that game at there were three candidates for the best performer of the game. Of course, number one was Bright, number two was Jun Manzo, and I felt that Jaydee Tungcab, because of the defense that he threw at Rey Suerte, was critical dun sa pag-preserve ng panalo ng UP in a game that saw them only score 7 points in the third quarter but had that big defensive stops in the end. Once again, courtesy of Jaydee Tungcab.
I think Jaydee played great. I caught a few glimpses of how he was actually playing, and that's the reason why he finished the game, di ba, Coach?
Totoo yan.
Coach Bo opted to take out, guys like Richie and Juan. He had to choose, but he kept Jaydee Tungcab in the game to finish the game because of his phenomenal defense on Rey Suerte. And everyone parang knows that is the guy that UE will always go to, and parang he provided that for UP when they were looking for it. So parang it's very timely, and of course the timely 3-point shot that he hit also.
Of course.
So, but he was there for defense, and Coach Bo trusted him for defense, and he just basically delivered on that side of the floor.
So, when people look at UP, syempre, ang una-una makikita nila are
Big
star
names.
power. Paras, the Gomez de Leaño brothers, Richie Rivero, Bright Akhuetie. But in order to win a championship, you need championship-level defense.
Right.
This UP team, meron ba sila nung dekalibreng depensa that can bring them to the Final Four, to the finals, to the championship?
I think this is something that they have been able to establish after, or rather, dun pa lang sa unang laro versus FEU. And I think they have learned their lessons from last year's defeat sa kamay ng Ateneo, dahil in the end, piniga ng Ateneo yung league-leading offense ng UP. Right now, they are not the highest scoring team, but they are among, I think, in the top 4 pagdating sa defensive ranking. So that's a good launching pad for the Maroons, dahil to get to the end line with what Ateneo has been doing, you have to learn from what the Eagles are doing. Konti lang ang puntos, pero konti rin lang yung binibigay na puntos. The only team choking every opponent under 60 points. So if you cannot score, then at least you can defend. So yun ang nakikita natin ngayon. Teams are able to defend kahit nag-struggle sa field goal percentage, kahit hindi nakakascore ng mahaba, nananalo pa rin, at ganun kabigat ang depensahan ngayon sa UAP.
I think the question for me, for UP, is they can show, like Coach Ron is saying, they can show that they can play that type of defense, but how consistent can they be? Can they do it like the Blue Eagles? Can they do it for 40 minutes? And that's really what sets them above, the bar above the rest. UP has shown spurts, they've shown quarters, they've shown halves where they can limit the opponent to scoring, but can they do it for a whole game? And especially when it will count in the playoffs, in the maybe if they reach a championship, big games where they need to lock the opponent down.
They have 2 big games coming up.
Back to back.
Back-to-back yun. So they're playing La Salle on Wednesday,
right,
and then a big showdown at the end of the first round against the Blue Eagles.
The only unbeaten team so far this year.
Yes, at the
What are we, if you're a UP fan, what do you want to see? Outside of a win, obviously. Pero parang what will convince a fan na, you know what, our team, we're for real in the next 2 games?
It's simply to pull through. First against La Salle and hopefully against Ateneo. Kasi kung lalagyan mo pa ng ibang expectation siya, sa bigat ng nakasalalay sa mga balikat ng mga Maroons, at hahanapin mo pa yung flair ni Richie, above the rim ni Kobe. I think to simplify things is just to compete well against La Salle and to check whether or not nandun na sa level ng Ateneo dito sa first round ang Fighting Maroons.
I think, compete, of course, against the Salle, but I think everyone's really just eyeing that Sunday game against Ateneo. I think that's going to be more of a barometer now for them. At this point of the season where they have their feet wet, they don't have the excuse na start pa lang ng season, trying to get a rhythm. They don't have that anymore. This is very gut check time for them. How are they gonna fare against the defending champions Ateneo? So now they're gonna see, yung combinations ba nila or the way they're playing. I think it's just more of a barometer now. They're gonna see if they can actually compete for a championship this year. This is the test. That's a Sunday.
That's a Sunday game. Speaking of the Archers, they get out of their losing skid. And Jet, you feel that yung experience nila was what they used to win over the Falcons?
Yeah, going down the stretch, kasi everyone knows Coach Franz Pumaren's teams. They're always going to be there. They're always going to fight and claw. And the way they execute is always there. But I think during the end of parang yung patapos na ng game, Balti-Baltizar, Andre Caracut, Melesio, those are the guys, these are the vets that LaSalle relied on, and their experience pulled them through against maybe a younger group of guys, a younger core for Adamson, Anmisi, Chauca, and even Dawanga. Doon sila parang nag-separate. That's where they separated themselves. And the big threes that Caracut hits.
At least these are the guys na sanay na sa UAAP.
Yes.
You were impressed, Coach Ronnie, with Justin Baltazar. Kaya naman tama rin nakasama siya dun sa SEA Games school.
Nararapat talaga. Kasi yung husay naman itong batang to, hindi lang dito sa huling 2 taon. Sa high school pa lang, big name na to. At saka the potential and the learning curve for Baltazar is way up there. Very important points I think that we also have to emphasize is that when Baltazar struggled against UE, they got blown out early bago sila bumalik sa dulo at muntik maipanalo ni Melesio. Dito naman, siya yung kumayod sa second quarter, scoring majority of his points. But I think we also have to highlight the fact that their coaches knew the familiarity with the players, his rotation against the opponents. Dito pa lang niya nakukuha Initially, ang nagtatapos ng games are different players from the players that are finishing the games now. First time ko nakita yung 3 magkakasama sa dulo.
Yes.
And I think, of course, Caracut hit the biggest shots, but the inside presence with no foreign student reinforcement is essential, and Baltazar fits that role to a T.
Baltazar playing big, and LaSalle playing big once again in the UAP. We're not yet done with Papa Ronnie and birthday boy Jet. When we return, the Ateneo Blue Eagles add to the woes of the NU Bulldogs, while the USC Growling Tigers get back on the win column. Coach Ronnie and Jet will still be with us to talk about these Sunday games after the break.